My beloved child, you have not merely watched, you have witnessed. You have not simply heard, you have received. What has been poured into your spirit in these moments is not ordinary instruction. It is eternal direction, sacred empowerment, and a summons to rise. But hear me now. This is not the end. It is the beginning of your awakening. What I have shown you today is only one layer of the glory I long to reveal. There is more clarity, more healing, more truth, more power. And each time you return to this place, you come back to the altar I have built for your breakthrough. Subscribe, not to a feed, but to the flow of revelation I am releasing. Activate the bell, not for convenience, but to be alerted when I speak again. Share this, not just as a link, but as a lifeline for those still wandering in the shadows. For many are on the edge of surrender, and your obedience may be the vessel I use to rescue them. Come back often. Let this channel be your sanctuary, your refuge, your training ground. Return here when the voices of the world grow loud, when temptation encircles you, when you feel alone, for here I will meet you, again and again. And remember, my child, every word I speak brings life. Every truth I reveal sets you free. Every moment you spend with me draws you closer to who you were always meant to become. Stay near, stay watchful, stay faithful. I am not finished, I am just beginning. And I will be waiting to speak again right here when your heart returns for more. It will unsettle the very depths of your being, reaching into the most concealed recesses of your heart, areas you have never ventured to examine. Yet do not be alarmed, for I recognize you possess the resolve to embrace it. At this precise moment, I require you to pause briefly and present me your absolute concentration for a small span of time. Direct your focus intensely and fully, free from any interference. Let no outside force divert you now, for what I shall deliver is not simply a recommendation, it is sacred direction. Utterances bearing the capacity to shape the route you will tread in the imminent days. In this concise instant, I will disclose to you the spiritual insights you require, those the Holy Spirit intends to illuminate. Do not hurry, nor attempt to keep in step with life's frantic tempo. Allow every external concern to settle into tranquility, permitting your spirit to discover serenity. An inner stillness is essential to grasp the messages I am conveying at present. In the hallowed hush of the cosmos, I urge you to realize that the moment you face will mark a turning point like none you have ever experienced. This will not serve as another ordinary day. Instead, it is a consecrated juncture, a convergence of radiance and darkness, of belief and uncertainty, of sanctity and the allurements of this realm. It will manifest as a flame kindled within your spirit, consuming former loads and tangles deep in your core, making way for a destiny graced with majesty, vigor, and my divine magnificence. My cherished child, I understand this will not be a straightforward ordeal for you, for what I have arranged will not be effortless. But the path set for you by me is one in which my power and favor shall guide you. I need you to remain steadfast, like an unwavering column in the gale, unaffected by the ordeals and enticements you will shortly encounter. These difficulties are no coincidence. They are not obstructions you can surmount by mere human aptitude or comprehension. They arise from an adversary who wishes to deny you the journey I have chosen for you. An adversary intent on confining you in obscurity and interfering with what I have ordained in your existence. The foe fully recognizes the splendid plans I have made for you. It perceives that the magnificent portals I have opened will not be accessible to just anyone, and it detests this reality. It loathes the fact that I have selected you, the one I adore, the one I intricately designed before you even drew breath. It seethes against you because you are my precious child, and it will never grant you the opportunity to advance into that grandeur without resistance. This adversary does not wish to observe you ascend. It refuses to watch you embrace the blessings I have set aside for you. It will tirelessly labor to separate you from my safeguarding arms, to block out my consecrated beckoning, and to obscure the signals I am sending. My child, do not permit terror to invade your thinking. Do not allow ephemeral earthly temptations to unsettle your belief. I am aware you will sense the heaviness of these tribulations, and you will contend with intensifying opposition, perhaps through discouraging reflections, perhaps through circumstances surpassing your power, leaving you helpless. But in these instances, I want you to recall that these very adversities are openings that fortify you. They are the purifying flames testing and reinforcing your trust. Let such trials serve as evidence for you that I am the one who can be relied upon unfailingly, and that my affection is boundless and steadfast. Do not cower before the gloom that engulfs you, for the Lord shall forever be the luminescence guiding your steps. The enemy might strive to render you frail, to insist you cannot progress. But I vow this, in the moment you feel most frail, that is precisely when my might is perfected in you. Do not surrender. Do not reject the divine vocation stirring in your soul. These challenges shall only strengthen you further, as every faithful stride carries you nearer to the design I have determined for you. Stay alert, my child, because enticement will never present itself as an obvious threat. It arrives like a captivating proposal, a rapid path to instant appeasement. It murmurs that you need not wait, that you deserve your desires right away. It conceals itself as an escape, as a resolution to your pleas. However, see past its guise. Do not forfeit eternity for fleeting attractions. Do not let what is temporary lure you from the destiny I have arranged for you. A defining instant now emerges, a tempest that will gauge the profundity of your conviction and resolve. Both the celestial and infernal realms observe. The conflict will surface, not with blades or clamor, but as a noiseless and intense siege upon your mind. It will not assault you with sheer might, but with distrust. It will not fell you through strength, but via whispers. It will cling to your frailties, resurrecting anxieties long assumed vanquished, and exposing hurts presumed healed. It will dredge up bygone errors and missteps, twisting them into alleged proof that you lack merit, that you are not resilient, that you do not meet the standard. It aims to make you think you remain shackled to your history, never genuinely released. Yet, my cherished one, refuse to let these deceptions confine your essence. Remember, I am the one who led you from murkiness. Your past no longer wields any hold over you. You are now shaped not by your yesteryear's downfalls, but by the infinite grace and love that I have poured forth upon you. The adversary neglects to assail your strongest virtues, instead targeting the fissures in your heart, those places most prone to skepticism. But always keep in mind, if it must reference your past, that is because it cannot obstruct your future. It dreads the radiance you bear, the calling I entrusted to you, and the gateway I am about to open. Therefore, it shall endeavor to divert you from that course, through momentary gratifications, through false hopes, and through subtle distortions. Do not allow it to confiscate what is rightfully yours. My cherished one, once that hour arrives, remember every tribulation offers an escape route. The foe lacks any authority over you unless you permit it. Do not engage through your own resources. Confront it using my word. For my word is a two-edged blade, keen enough to sever each deceit. Prompt yourself, who am I in him? You are my cherished child, an inheritor of the kingdom, a champion consecrated for triumph. When the tempter murmurs, you are not worthy, you counter, I am justified through Christ. When it declares, you stand alone, answer, my Lord shall never abandon me. When it tries to erode your fortitude and make you succumb, cling to my assurance. They who hope in the Lord will refresh their strength. They will ascend as eagles. Isaiah 40, verse 31. Keep in mind that I am your fortress, your steadfast barrier, encircling you in the squall. Do not be dismayed, for I am the one who grants you fortitude and insight, not only to persevere, but to prevail in this test of faith. My child, heed the profound summons of my heart, as this is the juncture when you must be more vigilant than ever before. I desire your preparation, not solely in your deeds, but in your spirit, not simply through your conduct, but through your entire being. Initially, protect your heart, for it is the source of life. Your heart constitutes the primary battlefield the tempter aims for. as it knows capturing your heart causes everything else to collapse. Defend it dutifully and with absolute belief. Reject hollow yet enticing words, and do not let worry or uncertainty gnaw away at its constant throb. Next, ready your mind. Do not anticipate a mild squall, because the adversary exhibits no compassion. It will come through multiple channels, gentle reassurances that appear consoling, elegant illusions personifying your most fervent hopes, or half-forgotten emotional scars. Yet do not let your mind be unsettled. Cover yourself in the protective gear of truth, gripping firmly the pledges I gave you. Constantly remind yourself, no enticement surpasses the might I vested in you, and no hardship surpasses the love encompassing you. Above everything else, guard your cognition. Whatever you permit inside your thoughts can form either a purifying blaze or shackles that hinder. Do not let the deceiver's insinuations become the dominant voice within. It will try to sow questions that sap your resolve. Am I adequate? Am I deserving? But, my child, reject such notions with the verity etched in your spirit. You are the person I have selected. You remain strong because my potency flows within you, and your value is established not in your accomplishments, but in my enduring adoration for you, an affection nothing can uproot. The tempter will not make a solitary attack, but methodically encircle you, biding its time for your moments of fatigue, depletion, and disbelief. It will come knocking at your door the instant your heart is feeblest, employing a tone you might misinterpret as your own. It stirs old recollections, afflictions presumed mended, conjuring recollections of defeat, prior collapses, or times when you felt lost and unsure. It attempts to persuade you that you were never genuinely liberated. But my child, that is purely an illusion. Once you are placed in my care, your yesterdays no longer hold dominion. The hurts of past days have been converted into trophies of victory, confirmation of how you have surged ahead, flourishing in strength. Recollect, preparation is not about running off. It is about standing your ground in bravery and composure. Preparation entails rooting yourself deeply in reality, so that when deceitful gusts blow, you stay immovable. Preparation involves sustaining a blazing faith, leaving no space for darkness to seize. Preparation includes fostering discernment, so you can differentiate my voice from the adversary's insinuation. When that time arrives, a profound disquiet will creep into each breath, a massive pressure infiltrating the surrounding atmosphere. The environment will abruptly seem chaotic, like an imperceptible grip endeavoring to haul your thinking into a cyclone of upheaval and disquiet. It is that instant when your heart drops without a visible trigger, when each beat carries an unvoiced worry. You may discover you are drifting into trivial diversions, minor disruptions that progressively draw you from the serenity I planted in you. My child, comprehend this is a device of the enemy, a crafty strategy to agitate your essence and submerge my mild invitation. It does not wield jarring roars, but uneasy murmurs, scattered contemplations permeating the stillness, diverting your heart from me. It employs haste, tension, and seemingly urgent matters to crowd your consciousness. It wants you overly consumed by activity, making you forget my presence, unaware that I stay beside you. But my treasured one, hear me. No uproar, no tempest of disbelief can silence my voice if your heart remains fixed on me. For I pledge I am always with you. Even in a cacophony of countless sounds, my voice stands out, potent and unmistakable. Regardless of how dense the dimness pretends to be, my luminescence will pierce it, revealing every hidden crevice it endeavors to cloak. No night is too overpowering for my light to dispel. No commotion is formidable enough to override my words. You must only do one thing: turn your spirit in my direction. Resist letting your mind be swept into the disorder the adversary stirs. Do not let voices of alarm, apprehension, or uncertainty stifle the truth I have etched in your core. The adversary may sometimes aim to convince you I am quiet, that I have stepped away. But remember, apparent stillness is not the same as non-existence. I have never forsaken you, not even when you struggled to hear me. I only wait for your soul to return, for your gaze to rise, so I can peer deep into you and fill you with might. Draw nearer to me. Do not hesitate. Do not live in fear. You need not be flawless to approach me. All you must offer is genuineness. Surrender your load, your insecurities, your unspoken hurts, depositing them at my feet. Never fear that you lack the needed resilience or dignity. I do not demand completion before you come. I call you closer so that I may bring you completeness. And in coming nearer, you will behold a wonder. The shadows will begin withdrawing, the clamor will recede to the periphery, and every filament of doubt, turmoil, and trepidation will vanish beneath the glow of my nearness. You will grasp that what previously felt overpowering and choking was but an illusion, a delicate curtain my love can rip apart in a heartbeat. My cherished one, the adversary will persist in seeking to disrupt you, because it is aware of this fact. When you fix your attention on me, its influence evaporates. When you rely on me fully, all its endeavors prove fruitless. It dreads the instant you draw close to me, for in that intimacy, you are safeguarded, rejuvenated, and made stronger beyond all snares laid out before you. On that day, the adversary will set loose its most insidious ploys, aiming to undermine your faith. It will sow untruths in your psyche, malignant whispers fashioned to persuade you that you are feeble, insignificant, and impotent. It will disguise those lies in apparent logic, prompting you to ask yourself, am I actually favored? Do I truly possess any merit? It will attempt to distort each blessing I have placed in your life, turning the divine gifts you have accepted into sources of doubt. It intends for you to disregard your identity, to forget that you have been chosen, adored, and thoroughly furnished by me to confront all of its traps. In such a moment, you might feel a storm in your head. Strange, weighty notions could land like venomous arrows from afar. They manifest as piercing indictments. You lack competence. You have no value. You will fail. They appear as sneering jabs. Your endeavors are pointless. Nobody desires you, and they show up as disheartening chants. Abandon this pursuit. Cease your attempts. My child, grasp this key fact. These echoes do not originate within you. Refuse to let them trick you into believing they stem from inside your own mind. They are not genuine. They are the poison the adversary tries to pour into your heart. Such words are the enemy's implements, razor-sharp, noxious, and unyielding. It knows that persuading you to accept them requires no extra labor, because then you would enchain yourself with fear and suspicion. It wants you to disregard the power I instilled in you. It wants you to disregard the blessings I poured over you. It wants you confined in a prison built by confusion and frailty. But my cherished one, take a moment to heed me. Those utterances are false. They are the reverberations of darkness, not the brightness residing in you. You were never intended to exist in such captivity. You were formed to exist in courage and liberty. I did not merely shower you with blessing. I granted you the capacity to hold on to them when beset by any attack. Never forget, these toxic darts are powerless unless you choose to let them puncture your soul. Identifying them for what they are renders them helpless. When a condemning notion surfaces, rebuke it. That is untrue. I belong to the one who calls me by name, who imparts worth to me. When ridicule arises, stand resolute and proclaim, I was shaped by design. Every motion I make holds worth in the sight of the one directing me. When a nudge to relent appears, confidently affirm, I shall not fail, for the unstoppable power of the one who never falters dwells within me. My child, understand that your resilience does not rely on your sentiments, but on the truths I have declared over you. The adversary intends for you to buy into the idea that resolve is merely an emotion, that if you sense weakness, you have been drained of all will. Yet the truth is, authentic power is most obvious when you stay steadfast, even as your emotions urge you to surrender. Strength is not the absence of dread. It is the bravery to proceed, holding my hand tightly and refusing to release it. Your hardest moments are exactly when your genuine endurance is molded. It is during these periods that you learn to distinguish my voice from that of delusion. It is during these trials that you discover strength does not manifest by dodging struggles, but by confronting and conquering them through unswerving conviction. It is in these instants that you finally discern that the enemy's arrows only strike you if you allow the shield I provided to drop. My child, I supplied you with every tool to resist the devices of evil. Your intellect is the arena, but my word is the keen blade no falsehood endures. Do not allow the venomous shafts to sink in. Sever them upon contact with the veracity I have gifted to you. Clothe your being in the proclamations I have made, that you are chosen, beloved, and protected. Allow these proclamations to serve as your defense, armor that no missile can permeate. I realize the conflict within your own mind can be intense, and occasionally you may feel drained. Still, meet my gaze. You are not waging war single-handedly. I remain by your side, shoulder to shoulder, battling with you. And realize this, the adversary dreads one thing above all, a spirit aware of its rightful owner. When you remain anchored in the truth I have given you, the shadows must retreat. When you see that your strength flows from the Eternal One, every bond of doubt is smashed. Hence, my beloved, when deception's arrows streak forth, keep in mind, that voice does not belong to you. It is the adversary's assault. But you have no cause to fear, as you already possess all you require to triumph. Within you resides the might of the Creator of the heavens and earth, while next to you stands my safeguard, I, who will never depart from you. My child, be on guard and keep your heart unyielding, for the adversary's vigil never ends. It roams discreetly, akin to a feral lion growling in the blackness, its eyes glowing in search of prey. It does not demand your downfall in a single stroke. It only seeks a hairline fracture in your fortress of faith, a stray tremor of doubt, a fleeting gap in your defense, and it will pounce, subduing you with falsehoods masked in deceptive sweetness. Yet keep in mind, it is already overcome, and I, the Omnipotent One, pronounced this conquest ages before you even entered this fight. Nevertheless, my cherished one, that conquest is not mine alone. It is the precious endowment I have entrusted to you. I have handed you authority, vigor, and dominion to stand before the adversary courageously. That endurance is not a hollow vow, but a genuine armament forged amid flames, a sword that no deceit can endure. You do not strive to achieve conquest. You wage war from the triumph I long ago secured. Nevertheless, to preserve that triumph, there is but one requirement. Do not give way, not even momentarily. Do not conclude, a tiny surrender doesn't matter. Do not succumb to the dark's gentle voice whispering, only once, no consequence. My child, that is precisely how defeat begins. One vulnerable moment against a lie, and it burrows into your psyche. One compromise with terror, and it swiftly forges shackles of dread and worry. By these methods, it devastates even the mightiest hearts, without an overpowering surge, but through incremental, persistent concessions, until you lose your self-awareness. My cherished child, remember this. I have furnished you with a fortress that cannot be breached, yet that armor only saves you if you refuse to yield. Should you fall back or compromise, not even the sturdiest shield can block the arrows that reach from the rear. Therefore, I call on you. Do not relent, not simply when you are vigorous, but even when you are feeble. True resolve is found not in never tiring, but in holding steady despite fatigue, refusing to offer even a slight edge to the adversary. When gales assault, your knees may wobble. You might detect the insinuation of doubt. Do you genuinely possess enough might? But precisely then, recall, your fortitude is not derived from fleeting sentiments. It emerges from what is authentic. And that truth is, I stand with you. Darkness may bellow, but my utterance is more potent. The night might seem endless, but my radiance within you never diminishes. What you face now is not intended to overpower you. It is here to demonstrate that I molded you for conquest. My cherished child, the adversary will attempt to make you forget that you already carry every tool needed to prevail. It will seek to convince you that you are incomplete, that you are unprepared, but direct your eyes toward me. Nothing that you need remains unprovided. There is no necessity I have not bestowed upon you. I have endowed you with discernment to unveil any deceit, with bravery to remain undeterred in the face of every snare, with power to scatter every dark design. Beyond all that, my spirit inhabits you, the Holy One before whom shadows tremble. Yet, my child, to maintain this conquest, you must stay resolute. Do not retreat at the sound of the tempest. Do not capitulate under pressures of temptation. Do not allow the scars of bygone hurts to corrode your trust in the power I instilled. Such scars are not tokens of loss. They are symbols of bouts you have already outlasted. Do not let what came before trap you. Let it serve as testimony that you have triumphed and will keep prevailing. And never forget, in each engagement, the adversary wants you feeling forsaken. It roars within your core. No ally stands with you. You confront this battle on your own. This is the grandest deception of all. You are never alone. I stand next to you, shoulder to shoulder, waging this conflict beside you. You needn't carry the strain unassisted. Accept me as your might when frailty creeps in. Let me be your shield when treacherous arrows fly. Let me be your sanctuary when the gale intensifies. You are not solitary, never have been, and never will be. My child, the adversary bellows to spread dread, yet it lacks dominance over you. Its voice resonates, but my verity resounds more forcefully. Its untruths appear piercing, but my truth is an indestructible shield. It aims to demolish, but you were shaped to conquer. It tries to devour, but I have kindled within you a blaze impervious to any extinction, the blaze of my own presence, he who never concedes a fight. Consequently, my cherished child, hold strong. Relinquish nothing, not a single fraction. Do not turn back, not a solitary inch. Do not surrender the treasure I have placed under your stewardship. Stand firm, grip your conviction securely, and move forward with eyes locked onto me. For if you stand unwavering in me, no adversary can sway you. Refusing to surrender, you not only retain your conquest, you evolve into a living testimony that illumination unfailingly overcomes the dark. When that day arrives, temptation will not arrive as an exposed adversary cloaked in terror or apparent malevolence. It will not manifest with a hideous mask, as you would then recognize and reject it outright. No, the temptation will appear in a far more nuanced form. Perhaps it will bear the shape of a confidant, someone whose manner of speaking appears cordial and genuine, yet whose words are veiled in crafty deceit. It might arrive in convincing tones and agreeable suggestions, beckoning you to choices that seem innocent, yet guide you from the path of authenticity. You may sense quiet promptings in your brain, urging a smoother path rather than upright action. It may whisper, there's no need to exert so much effort, opt for this shortcut. It's simpler, less demanding. But my child, be mindful, the easier way is not necessarily the righteous one. Darkness often lurks in seemingly proper and logical determinations. It disguises lapses of judgment beneath the alluring veneer of expediency, muddling the boundary between virtue and vice until you no longer perceive it, and by then, it may already be past correction. Temptation will spring not exclusively from external factors, but from undisclosed wishes in the recesses of your soul. It hawns in on vulnerabilities you never suspected. You could feel an intense pull, a yearning for the immediate satisfaction that ultimately leaves lasting injury in your spirit. Perhaps that enticement is excessive indulgence in a fleeting bliss, an impulsive reaction to gratify a swift emotion, or a provisional escape that discreetly infects your core. But my child, be steadfast and do not be fooled. Never allow temporary pleasures to derail you from the mission I shaped for you. This life is full of mediocrity, of effortless remedies, of unobstructed routes that do not deliver you to your rightful destination. The adversary only needs you to yield for something lesser, to settle into an unwise route, to succeed in keeping you off the correct road. It doesn't require your immediate plunge into major wrongdoing. merely a willingness to make modest allowances that have nothing to do with my will. Slowly but surely, it lures you away from the calling I have laid upon your life. Stand watchful, my cherished one. Shield your heart with diligence, like a sentinel guarding city walls, bearing any unworthy element from passing. Do not allow your innermost being to crave what is short-lived, what appears favorable but in reality traps you. Whenever you face a decision, question, does this come from me? Does this guide me closer to the truth? Do not be impulsive. Refuse to let fleeting reactions suppress the prudence I planted in you. You will witness mesmerizing enticements. The world perpetually provides inviting gateways, paths strewn with roses, assurances of peace requiring no effort or loyalty. Yet be reminded, genuine peace does not stem from walking effortless roads. Actual fulfillment is not found in rash compromises. Only what endures arises through challenges, through unwavering devotion, through selecting virtue instead of convenience. When enticements promoting instant ease tempt you, take pause and inspect carefully. Gaze long at their essence. Do they actually enrich your spirit, or do they serve as a pretty husk hiding emptiness? What you crave this day, does it endure beyond this evening, or will you come to lament it in the brightness of the coming dawn? Direct your soul to me, as I alone can separate brilliance from shadow. I alone distinguish authenticity from empty charms. I always insist that you not settle for mediocrity, for you were called to thrive in abundance, in the wholeness I already prepared on your behalf. Never allow short-term temptations to obliterate the great blessings I have promised. Remain firm. Avoid letting temptations guide you into decisions that evoke future regret. Avoid letting sweet yet insincere promises jolt you. Do not pick the simple route only for it being less jagged. You are not the individual who retreats from adversity. You are the one who prevails over it. You do not seek intangible ease. You grasp that which endures. And remember this, refusing temptation does not signify a loss. On the contrary, it is how you defend what is most priceless. You preserve your soul, protecting the future I established within you. What you decline right now might be the very pitfall you avert tomorrow. What you resolve in the present shapes the trajectory you will tread in the coming days. Thus, my cherished one, select wisely. Travel guided not by transient feelings, but by timeless fact. Heed my voice, the tone of veracity, rather than the hollow, albeit enticing urgings of the world. Eschew commonness, as you were never meant for an unremarkable existence. You were destined to stride in splendor, dwelling in illumination, pursuing the finest I have reserved for you. Protect your spirit. Reject concessions. Never accept what is not duly yours. Bear in mind you are deserving of all that is good. For I shaped you not to linger in scarcity or grasp at ephemeral offerings, but to journey in abundance, in authenticity, and in my light. When the enemy's falsities reverberate through your thoughts, when doubt's whispers intensify beyond measure, when the shadows attempt to enclose your core, remember this crucial truth. You are never alone. Appeal to my name. Call me, whether silently or at full volume, for my name is not simply a name. It is might. It is brilliance. It is rescue. If you must cry out, do so. Invoke me, for in my name resides the capacity to splinter every yoke, to fracture every shackle, and to topple even the most formidable fortresses of evil. In a single instant, every malevolent force, every foe of your essence, every burdening shade will quake at the mention of my name. There is nothing, whether in the heavens or upon the earth, that can withstand its supremacy. Realize this. Whenever you speak my name, you do not merely articulate a word. You are calling upon the force of the Almighty. You are unbolting a pathway for my light to surge in, brightening every corner darkness inhabits. You enable my power to march ahead, vanquishing any hindrance determined to block you. My name exceeds simple sound. It is reality, it is life, it is an unwavering wellspring of vigor. The adversary wishes for you to forget this, longing for you to feel isolated in this confrontation, believing you must rely upon unstable human energy to endure the onslaught. My child, do not be fooled. My name is ever on your lips. Just speak it, and I shall respond forthwith. When you call, I come. If you cry, I move. By seizing my name, you handle a weapon that no entity can repel. Remember how I have acted through my name alone. Recall the towering barriers that crumbled, the seas that were split, the captives who found liberty. All because people had trust and invoked my name in supplication. When you approach me, you are not merely searching for aid. You assert my supreme rule over all instances, all battles, all adversarial energies. No obstacle surpasses my name. No door remains closed where my name is heard. No restraint lingers when my name is spoken. My name transcends all names. Calling upon me compels every dominion, every might, every deceitful plan to bow. No darkness endures in the dazzling light of my name. And my child, when feelings of isolation overwhelm you, when you sense helplessness, when speech or direction eludes you, recall this single truth. Employ my name. No elaboration is needed. No lengthy invocations demanded. A sincere plea from the core of your soul, Lord. And in that fraction of time, I will be present. At that precise instant, you will sense my power elevating you, my brilliance enclosing you, and my affection pacifying every internal wound. It is not my intention for you to exist in despair and grief. I do not wish to watch your tears fall. Summon me in your moments of terror. Call me when the shadows attempt to plunge you into doubt. Cry out to me when your spirit feels burdened, when the foe's shafts aim to penetrate your defenses. Do not remain silent. Do not yield to fear that mutes your plea. Utter my name resolutely and observe how each restraint dissolves before you. I want you to truly know that no power can conquer you as long as you rely on my name. You have no reason to tremble at the threats that seek your downfall, for within my name lies the entire strength necessary for victory. My name is your bastion, your bulwark against evil, the means by which all seemingly inaccessible gates are unlatched. My name is the light navigating your way, even if the path ahead is obscure. Thus, my cherished one, anchor your confidence in my name. Let my name be the melody you voice, the tranquility within your chest, and the defense you carry. Never conceal your need for rescue. Do not attempt to stand alone. Call on me, and you shall witness that my name is more than a label. It is my very being entering your life, remaining by your side, and acting in your stead. Regardless of what each day hurls at you, no matter the fierceness of the tempest, regardless of the enemy's elevated volume, just invoke my name and the entire landscape will shift. My name is far more than a mere utterance. It is the blaze devouring every tether, a tide that eliminates all hurdles, a force that causes the underworld to quake. Inscribe this in your essence. Darkness cannot linger once you invoke my name. No injury lies beyond healing when you cling to my name. No predicament, no matter how bleak, surpasses the ability of my name to reverse its course. Always remember, when you call upon me, I respond every time. My cherished child, heed me now and carve these words into the depths of your core. I have bestowed upon you my spirit, and wherever he is, there is liberation, there is might, and there is lucidity. Nothing can stay hidden before his illumination. No chain confines a person touched by him. No falsehood endures against the certainty he discloses. So do not forget, you do not journey by yourself. You do not contend with your own meager strength. You are upheld, encompassed, and fortified by my spirit, the one granted to you as comforter, guardian, and the revealer of all truth. However, my child, the tempter remains determined to divert you from the correct course. It never abandons its pursuit of leading you astray. It does not emerge brandishing overt threats, nor does it arrive with a visage of terror, for it realizes this would prompt your vigilance. Instead, it lurks in waiting, patient as a hunter tracking its target. It will not rush to assail you when you exude firmness, when your spirit is alight with faith, when your inner flame radiates. It watches silently from the edges, scanning for a flicker of vulnerability, an instant of hesitation, a second of weakness where your mind begins to doubt the truths I have instilled. Then, and only then, does it approach with cunning subtlety. But remember, even in those moments, you are not alone, nor are you left defenseless. I have adorned you with spiritual armor, with the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness, protecting your every vulnerable place. Yet armor is only as effective as your willingness to don it continually. Guard your heart, clothe your mind in truth, stand behind the shield of faith, and hold firmly to the sword of my spirit, which is my word. When the adversary sees you clothed in this radiant armor, it trembles, for it knows your defenses are not mere mortal contrivances. They are forged in heavenly fires, tempered by the power of the one who spoke creation into being. Though the enemy prowls, it cannot penetrate such armor unless you choose to set it aside. Therefore, my beloved child, do not waver in keeping your armor intact. Do not lay down the shield of faith when weariness overtakes you. Do not remove the helmet of salvation when condemnation attempts to label you unworthy. Do not ignore the sword of the Spirit, for the word in your mouth is sharper than any blade, dividing truth from lies, clarity from confusion. Let my word dwell richly within you, so you wield it with conviction whenever deceit attempts to obscure your vision. Even as you stand firm, the enemy may intensify its efforts, seeking to sow division among those you love. It knows that if it cannot easily topple you alone, it might destabilize you through tensions and conflicts arising in relationships, workplaces, or communities. Be aware, division is one of its oldest strategies, for in isolation and discord, faith can seem to weaken. You were made for fellowship, designed to connect with others in love, encouragement, and unity. When strife emerges, seek my counsel swiftly. Pray for reconciliation. Pray for understanding and compassion to replace anger and suspicion. Pray for patience to override impulsive judgment. By doing so, you close the door to strife, shutting down one of the enemy's most persistent tactics. And keep this in mind. Even if conflict arises despite your prayer, remain steadfast in patience, refusing to speak words that fuel hostility, choosing instead words that sow peace. By this, you safeguard not just your own heart, but the hearts of those around you. Moreover, my Spirit stands ready to empower you with discernment, enabling you to distinguish between legitimate concerns and divisive lies. He is ever present, whispering wisdom into your ear, nudging your spirit toward the path of peace and away from the pitfalls of futile contention. Listen for his gentle guidance, even in the noisiest storm of human emotion. He will show you how to respond with grace, how to stand in truth without forsaking love, and how to speak words that reflect my heart. And my child, as you walk through these challenges, do not underestimate the power of worship and thanksgiving. When the enemy seeks to weigh your spirit with negativity, worship breaks the heavy chains, lifts your heart above the earthly fray, and reminds you of my eternal perspective. Thanksgiving shifts your focus from what you lack or fear to what you have already been given, blessings that stand as undeniable evidence of my faithfulness. When you lift your voice in genuine praise, the darkness recoils, for it cannot thrive where genuine gratitude and adoration arise from the soul. Remember how walls fell at the sound of praise, how prison doors swung open when songs echoed in the night. Such is the power unleashed when a heart aligns with my glory and exalts my name above every trouble. No scheme of darkness can endure the atmosphere of sincere worship, for worship invites my manifest presence to dwell among you in a tangible way, and in my presence no evil can remain. Also know this, even your tears can be a form of worship. When sorrow weighs on you, surrender it to me with an open heart, trusting that I see every tear, that I hear every cry of pain. Those tears can be seeds of heartfelt prayer, expressing a vulnerability that invites my healing touch. As you yield your sorrow to me, I transform it, molding what once felt like defeat into a testimony of my sustaining power. In this journey, do not neglect the fellowship of others who also seek my light. While it is true that we share intimate, personal moments, my child, it is also true that you gain fortitude when you join in unity with fellow believers. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am in the midst of them. In such gatherings, the sparks of faith unite, blazing brighter than one flame alone. You encourage each other, stand watch over each other's vulnerabilities, and together thwart the plans of the adversary seeking to isolate you one by one. In the collective strength of community, humility and empathy flourish, and a shield of supportive prayer envelops you all. And as you bear one another's burdens, you fulfill the law of love, my law that transcends all. Never see your need for community as a weakness. I formed you for communion and fellowship, to mirror the unity found in my own divine nature. Walking this path alone can be done for a time, but my design is that you learn how to give and receive support, how to celebrate others' victories, how to mourn their losses, how to cheer them on, and how to accept their encouragement. In all these interactions, you refine each other's strengths and sharpen each other's resolves, as iron sharpens iron. Even when you do walk seasons of apparent solitude, you are never truly alone, for I am with you, and the prayers of many who love you still ascend on your behalf, bridging distances and circumstances. In those moments, let your spirit be aware of that invisible bond that unites you with my entire family across time and space. You are part of a grand tapestry, woven by threads of grace, each life touching another, carrying hope forward. My child, allow me now to speak further about the legacy you carry. Within you rests not just the potential for personal growth, but a calling to influence others for good. Each trial you overcome becomes a torch of testimony you can raise high, lighting the way for those still wandering in the dusk of their own struggles. Your perseverance, even in seasons of intense trial, can inspire hope in those who wonder if they too can stand. They will watch you, not to see perfection, but to see authenticity, to see a soul that stumbles yet rises again, that weeps yet finds comfort, that doubts yet rediscovers faith. And through observing your honest wrestling with the storms, others will realize they are not alone in theirs. Never doubt the power of a single faithful life. Never underestimate how a consistent walk in the light can shift the atmosphere of an entire room, or how a gentle word at the right moment can restore someone else's hope. Every step you take in my guidance leaves footprints others can follow, gleaning courage to face their own adversities. This is how the heritage of faith grows, one life encouraging another, one heart testifying to the next that victory is possible. And so, my beloved, remember that your battles are not faced in isolation, nor endured for no purpose. They are forging in you a steadfast character, refining the pure gold of a faith tested by fire. They are planting seeds of perseverance in your life that in time will yield a harvest of strength, not just for you, but for those who witness your endurance. Take hold of this reality. Nothing is wasted when surrendered into my hand. Even your mistakes and detours, once repented of, become powerful markers of redemption, showing others that I can transform what was meant for harm into something that displays my grace. When you do falter, never drown in condemnation. Quickly bring your heart back to me, confessing your missteps, allowing my forgiveness to cleanse and restore. This humility is itself a beacon of light, for it demonstrates that no one is beyond my mercy, that no sin is too great for my love to overcome. In this humility, the chains of shame fall away, replaced by the pure garment of righteousness I have provided through my sacrifice for you. As you continue on, you may question your purpose, wondering if there is a grand assignment beyond your present vantage. Take heart that often, your life's most significant breakthroughs and revelations arise from faithful obedience in the small, day-to-day moments. Tending to the present with care, performing your responsibilities with honor, loving others sincerely, and holding fast to gratitude. These attitudes and actions build a foundation upon which I can construct something magnificent. When you are faithful with little, you open the doors for me to entrust you with more. Know that I am not seeking perfection from you, only devotion. I seek a heart eager to learn, a spirit willing to grow, and a soul that will not abandon hope even when the horizon appears dark. Such an attitude delights me more than any outward display. Remember how David, a shepherd boy, was chosen to be king not because of external qualifications, but due to the posture of his heart, a heart that sought me fervently and worshipped me with sincerity, even while performing the menial task of tending sheep. In the same way, remain faithful in your current field and watch how I open doors of influence and expansion that align with your surrendered heart. Let me speak again regarding the voice of the enemy, for it can be cunning. Sometimes it will pose questions that seem benign but are aimed at undermining your confidence in me. It may whisper, "Has God really said?" Or "Does God truly care about this concern?" Such echoes remind you of the earliest deception, when the serpent planted doubt about my word in humanity's heart. Recognize it promptly, my child, and address it with truth. When such doubts rise, consult my word. Hold it like a light shining on the path of uncertainty, revealing the sure foundation of my promises. Remember that my word does not return void. It accomplishes the purpose for which I have sent it. It is living and active, unstoppable by any cunning argument or manipulative scheme. And do not let your heart grow troubled if certain answers do not manifest swiftly. Some revelations take time to blossom in your understanding, just as seeds take time to germinate beneath the soil before sprouting into the sunlight. But if you keep the soil of your heart fertile through faith, prayer, and obedience, my word will surely bear fruit in due season. Patient endurance is precious in my sight, for it demonstrates a trust that extends beyond what you can see immediately. This unwavering trust is the bedrock of spiritual maturity, forging in you a deeper capacity to steward greater gifts and insights. And as you wait on me, you learn that I am never late, though my timetable may differ from your own. Each moment of waiting is an invitation to grow closer to me, to refine your desires so they align more closely with my will, and to detach from any idol you may be tempted to place above me. In this journey, never fear questioning or seeking clarity. Honest questions brought to me in humility will not be scorned. I am your Father, your Creator, the one who invites you to reason together with me. I do not admonish a seeking heart, for I long to reveal more of myself to you. Yet approach me with reverence and openness, ready to embrace the truth I unveil, even if it challenges your preconceptions or calls you to a higher standard. Let us also consider the gifts I have placed in you: talents, skills, creative abilities, and passions. They are not random sparks of human ability, but reflections of my own creative nature. Use them boldly, for they can serve as instruments of light in a world longing for authenticity. When you pour out your gifts with a heart aligned to me, you release beauty, hope, and inspiration that can awaken dormant hearts and draw them toward my grace. In your art, your music, your writing, your leadership, your caring professions, your service, whatever your calling, reflect my character by striving for excellence, all while giving me the glory. This synergy of excellence and humility confounds the enemy, because the adversary thrives on pride, envy, and self-promotion, whereas true worshipers deflect praise back to me, the source of all goodness. In so doing, you build a testimony that outlasts fleeting trends or popular acclaims, anchoring your work in eternal value. Pause again to dwell on my love for you, for it is immeasurable, a depthless ocean that no mortal mind can fully comprehend. From the moment I formed you in your mother's womb, I have watched over your every breath, known your every thought, heard your every sigh. You are never faceless or nameless to me. I inscribed your identity in my heart since before you first opened your eyes. No setback, no shortcoming, no heartbreak can alter the intensity of my devotion to you. Even when you stumble, my love does not diminish. Even when you choose paths that grieve me, my compassion remains steadfast, waiting for you to turn back and receive forgiveness and restoration. This is not a permission to sin, but a demonstration of my unfathomable grace that bids you to step back into the light each time you wander. Let the truth of my love anchor you when the storms rage, when the night seems unending, when the voices of accusation hiss that you are unlovable or insignificant. Let it be the unshakable foundation on which you build your identity, so that no condemnation, no human rejection, no personal failure can uproot you from the reality that you are cherished by the Eternal One. Hold my hand as you move forward, step by faithful step. We have come a long distance together, you and I, and the path still stretches beyond your current horizon. There will be seasons when the journey feels smooth, and you skip through fields of blessing with laughter on your lips. There will be seasons when the terrain turns rocky, and you wonder how you will ever traverse the obstacles in front of you. Yet in each season, my grace is sufficient, my guidance unwavering, and my presence closer than your own breath. You will never travel a single day without my awareness, nor fight a single battle without my strength ready to be made perfect in your weakness. And in the end, my child, the reward is not a fleeting crown of worldly fame or comfort. It is the imperishable crown of having walked intimately with me, of having allowed my love and truth to shape your being into the best version of yourself. It is the joy of standing in my presence, unashamed, knowing you have striven to live this life surrendered to my call. It is the fulfillment of hearing the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant," echoing in the courts of eternity. Until that day, press onward. Continue to fix your eyes on me, the author and finisher of your faith. Remember that the one who began this good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Let your heart find peace in that promise. Let your soul rest in the assurance that my plans for you are good, that even the harshest desert can bloom under my watchful care, that even the darkest valley can shine with my radiance. So, my cherished child, stand today in the full assurance of your calling. Stand in the knowledge that I delight in you, that I fight for you, that I rejoice over you with gladness. Stand confidently, upholding the shield of faith and wielding the sword of truth. Stand, knowing that the enemy's roars are but empty echoes before my omnipotence, and that my steadfast love is the anthem of your soul. And whenever doubts attempt to find you, whenever trials intensify, whenever you feel your knees begin to buckle, whisper my name. Let it roll from your tongue in humble need or in mighty declaration. For in my name is your sanctuary, your empowerment, your sure victory. Never forget, my child, I am with you always. My beloved child, you did not come here by chance. What you have just encountered was not merely a message. It was a divine awakening, a stirring, a sacred disruption. But hear me clearly. This is only the beginning. I am not finished revealing. I am not done rebuilding. And I will continue to speak, to strengthen you, warn you, prepare you, and pour into you. So I call you now. Return to this place. Let this channel be your altar, your wellspring, your upper room, where your faith is fanned into flame, where your soul is recalibrated, and where my voice will meet you again. Subscribe, because the next word I release might be the one that realigns your entire future. Turn on the notifications, not for content, but for confirmation that you are walking in step with me. Share this, not for numbers, but because there are souls, your family, your friends, maybe even strangers, who are still asleep and need the awakening I have entrusted to you. Come back hungry, come back humbled, come back ready, because I am still speaking, and those who return not to a video, but to my presence. Until then, walk in the light, cling to my truth, and stay ready, for greater revelation awaits, and I will meet you here again. Amen.